Hey guys, welcome back. I thought I'd do a follow-up video on the Honda Civic brake job. The video where I was having so much trouble torquing down the all four wheel bearing bolts. And I decided that I was going to go out and get a torque wrench, a smaller one than the one I had. So I ended up with a Snap On torque wrench, 3/8 inch drive. The model number is QD2FR75 right here, and it goes from 5 to 75 foot-pounds of torque. It's a click style torque wrench, and it has a swivel head, so you can get, can reach, it's easier to torque down lug nuts and other bolts like that. The profile is fairly low profile, and it has a really nice feeling adjustment. So it goes from 5 to 75, although torque wrench, its minimum range is usually 20% of what's advertised. So 20% of 75 is 15, so I think its usable range is from 15 to 75. So I think that I want to try this out against my Craftsman torque wrench over there. Let me show you. Alright, here's a better look at the Snap-on wrench. I want to correct what I said or missaid in the previous scene. I said I was talking about the torque wrench's usable range, and normally what you do is you take 20% of its maximum torque, and that will be its minimum usable torque. So this one's maximum torque is 75 foot-pounds. You take 20% of that, and that equals, so 75 times 0.2 is going to give you 15. So 15 foot-pounds is the usable torque on this wrench. Even though they advertise 5 to 75, really it's only accurate down to 20% of the maximum, or so they say. So that's the Snap-on wrench that I bought, and here is the Craftsman that I have been using. I think I bought this, I want to say 17 years ago, 18 years ago maybe. I was right out of high school, and I needed a torque wrench for some suspension work I was doing. And I went to Sears and picked up this, actually I think I got it online, to be honest. Anyway, this is one of the Sears, I think, I'm not sure what the model is. Doesn't really say on here. Here, Craftsman Digitork. Is that? If you can see that model, or Craftsman part number 44597, and it looks like this one's old enough that it was actually made in the USA. And its usable, or its advertised range, is 25 to 250. So that would mean that this torque wrench is really only accurate down to about 50 foot-pounds. So if you do 250 times 0.2, 20%, 50 foot-pounds. Now I've used it for way less than 50 pounds. I've used it down to, I think, 25, but it's really probably not, that accurate. I don't know how accurate, but so, and if you compare the two, you can see that this Snap-on is a much lower profile, and it's also a 3/8 inch drive, so whatever you attach to it, whatever socket you attach, is going to be smaller as well. So this would probably have been able to get in there and torque that last wheel bearing bolt down. So basically that's that's that. Maybe we do a little bit of a comparison of torques. Maybe we set each of these to 50 foot-pounds and see if they're within range of each other. Yeah, why don't we do a little test? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I am going to slightly loosen two of these lug nuts. Like that. And then we are going to set each of these torque wrenches to 50 foot-pounds. And we're going to tighten them one after the other with each torque wrench. And we're going to see if, if one moves and not the other, or, how close they are. Alright, so I have each torque wrench set up to 50 foot-pounds, each with a 19 millimeter deep socket on it. And this one is set to 50. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to torque one down with one wrench, and then I'm going to come back over it with the next wrench and see if it moves or not. And that will tell me whether, if one is calibrated to less than the other, or if one is off relative to the other. It's not going to tell me whether one is off in an absolute sense, just relative to each other. And then the next one, I will come and torque with one wrench, the opposite wrench first, and then come back over with the other one. This will tell me relatively how close they are to each other. So, let's start with the Craftsman first on this bolt. That clicked. Now, let's come back over it with the Snap On and see if it moves at all before it clicks. Did not move. Alright, now let's torque this one down with the Snap On until it clicks. Clicked. Now, we'll come back with the Craftsman and see if it moves. Any guesses? Did not move. Let's increase the torque to 75 and repeat. Alright, Craftsman is set at 75, and we'll set the Snap On up to the maximum. So we'll do the same test. Actually, we'll reverse it. We'll do the Craftsman first on this side. Got a click. Let's come back over with the Snap On. Did not move. We'll do the Snap On first on this side. Got a click. Come back with the Craftsman. Did not move. That tells me that these two torque wrenches are very, very close to each other in terms of calibration. That doesn't tell me in absolute terms whether, that's actually 75 foot-pounds, but it tells me that they are close to each other. So in conclusion, these are both very nice wrenches, in my opinion, and they both have their uses. This Craftsman is very large. It's meant for big suspension bolts, lug nuts, that kind of thing. Whereas this one, the Snap-on, is a much more nimble, lower profile, smaller torque wrench with a swiveling head that can get into places that this one can't. So, and it has probably for more a more general purpose torque range. 15 to 75 is very usable. That's the torque on the vast majority of anything you're going to come across, bar lug nuts or big suspension bolts, that sort of thing. So, and also I forgot to mention that this Snap-on wrench came with instruction manual and this calibration sheet. So you can see at 75 foot-pounds it is within 1% clockwise. That means tightening down. It is maximum it was out was 0.5%. So gives me a good feeling about this wrench. So I think I'm going to end this video here, and thanks for joining me. If you like these videos, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks.